Dr.S.N.Zaware, Head Computer Engineering Department of AISSMS Institute of Information Technology, Pune. Today I am going to discuss about evolutionary model in this video. As I have discussed about the prototyping model in previous video, in view of that, how exactly the evolutionary model will different or is different compared to prototype model, that first of all I'd like to explain. In prototype model, we have discussed that initially the prototype of design get prepared, but here instead of that, means in that case we have discussed about the whole product at the initial stage, but that is again not suitable for the large system. But if we want to have something which is suitable for the large system, so it's very difficult to design the whole system prototype at the initial stage, and wastage, or what we can say, which may require the number of human resources at the earlier phase of the project. So to overcome that particular disadvantage or limitation of a prototype model, this evolutionary model is there. So in evolutionary model, just like other software development model, the basic step is the initial requirement specification phase. Next one is identification of core section and the increments in the sequence. Till now we have not discussed this point, or this thing is not considered in any of the software development model. So in evolutionary model, first of all we have to identify which are the core section or core functionality of this particular project. In incremental model, we have developed the project in increments. In that case, we have not discussed about which one is having the core part and all this. Instead of that, the increments of that particular product we have developed. But here thing is little bit different. So meaning is that here we have to divide our project into the number of functionalities, and independently each and every functionality we have to develop. This is what the overall logic of evolutionary system. So once we got that particular section, that is the core part of this project, then that project or that part independently get developed using iterative waterfall model. Okay, then collection of feedback on core part from customer and modify as per customer requirements. So that particular independently that functionality get developed, and that will be given to the customer for his feedback, further feedback or the suggestions. Then development. So once this one feature is completed, now moving to the next feature, next identified feature, and using iterative waterfall model, then development of that feature using iterative waterfall model. So if you can see this particular thing, so this development of next identify, and there is a cycle for this particular whatever the model, every increment which we have developed, and the collections of the feedback related to that particular model. So this is delivery of the next version. And final step as usual, that is nothing but the after development testing, then maintenance, deployment, all these phases. Okay. So if you can see this evolutionary model, it is not very much new part, but it is the combination of till now whatever we have seen. So major challenge, if we could consider this evolutionary model, is that how to divide the project into number of subparts. Okay, so once we identify the functionalities, then it will be easier. But identifying that functionality or some what we can say cost might be involved to divide that project and again join, that means divide and conquer, something like that. So again we have to think about joining of this. So this is little bit tedious task, but this particular approach is very much suitable for the big systems. So advantages of evolutionary models are, it's suitable for big system. It reduces the chance of errors, as we are discussing, as this particular model suggests or what we can say help to have the repetitive feedback from the customer related to independent or the core part of that system. That's why it reduces the chance of error. Core part of project get tested properly. Disadvantages: it is difficult to divide. Just now I have discussed, I told that during the explanation that it's very difficult to how can I divide the problem, so that might become the challenge. Then finding increments for development is also a difficult part, because even though that particular functionality we can develop separately, but as we are talking about that it is suitable for the last system, so integration of that system and again testing of that, that's why on a testing during development we have to take a more effort in evolutionary model. So in the same line, if we consider the hospital management system for in view of a evolutionary model, so here what we can say that, so suppose these are the number of list of the features which we have considered for hospital management. Now evolutionary model is suitable for the huge project or large size of a project, and if you can say this only these 4 features, these are not sufficient. So here what we'll assume one more addition is that, suppose this hospital management is the what we can say that it's a number of units of that hospitals are more, or on the large scale if we can consider this is one hospital which is having the number of sections, number of divisions, then admit sessions, then we can say laboratories and all these facilities in one particular, and same branch is having the hospital is having the number of branches all over the city or something like this. So in a large scale if we can consider, so at that time in evaluationary model we have to think about each and every part, again web based that part and testing of this each and every thing. Suppose receptionist module, then doctor module, online payment, what sort of gateways we are going to inbuild, what how much it will be support, on which account it will be transfer, and so each and every feature, just implementation of that feature and sending this for the testing. So likewise for overall system this evolutionary model will work. Thank you all.